YouTube, hello and welcome to another episode of Shenzo Plays. Today we are continuing our YouTube exclusive continuation of Blueprints. I love this game so very much and wanted to continue sharing it with you. We are currently on day 33, I just had to check, and it's going to be a bit weird again because it's just me and you, YouTube. No Twitch to help, no outside assistance whatsoever. Wanted to make a couple notes before we jump in and do our usual shtick. But I mentioned at the last video that we had finished with the classrooms. As it turns out, that's not true. And the reason I figured that out is because I was reviewing my notes and there's a trophy for the final exam. So logically speaking, I think there's actually a 9th classroom. So we are going to have to go back and do that again at some point. I've heard there's also some additional stuff we can unlock later. I don't know if that's true or not, but I'm interested to check it out. Beyond that, though, we're going to continue our playthrough. We got a couple different puzzles we're trying to solve today. We did make it, for those that did watch the last episode, which I hope you did, we did make it and scorched the sundial, but we did not have enough steps to get the memory cards. So the first thing we're going to do, is where you're going to go. Retrieve those memory cards and bring them over to the sundial and see what that unlocks. So that is going to be our first thing we do, assuming that it is open, which I think it will be. Normally when you do stuff like that, it is permanent, so we'll see what happens. But YouTube, you guys know the drill. Sorry for the longer intro this time, but if you do like and enjoy this video, please consider liking it and commenting on it to help boost it. Please consider subscribing to my channel if you enjoy my content and want to see more of it. And of course, hit that alert button if you want to get notified when I drop new video releases. Again, you can follow me on all my social media. All that'll be linked down below. And thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you on the other side. Hey YouTube, welcome back. We're just starting day 33 here, and I've got my handy dandy notebook again. We're going to try the same thing. If I had to take like extensive notes, we will end up taking a break, and I'll pause the recording so you guys won't have to sit through all that. It'll also make it easier for me. I gotta tell you, I'm going back and editing some of my older Blueprints videos where I wasn't so aware of that. And there's like 30, 45 minutes total of just staring at the back of my head. And I don't think anyone wants to do that while I'm taking notes. So I'm trying to edit all that out, but it has resulted in a much longer editing process than I normally do with this. But we're learning. We're learning, I think. So, as I said in the intro, we're not even going to go into... Well, we'll probably grab the money and stuff, but we're going to go run straight to the Blackwater Grotto, and we are going to go see if those memory will hold while we still have spaces. Then we'll go grab our outer room and resume as normal. So we're going to sacrifice a couple steps here, but I don't think it's really a sacrifice. More so, it's a... hey, we should probably do this thing. So, but here we are. We're going to grab all of these. And yep, that will shut the door. But I do feel we need those microchips. And then YouTube, if you do hear any noise behind me, I promise it's not an intruder, it's my dog. My dog is hanging out. I got him, he has a little rawhide bone that he really loves. And I put some peanut butter in there, so he's been playing with that. But we will see how much he enjoys it or how much noise he makes. But that is the plan for now. So we're going to go back to the orchard. And yep, the sundial is still open, so that's good. I kind of figured it would be, but let's give it a shot and insert these and see what this opens. And it looks like it has created a satellite dish, probably the connection to download the Synca data file. That would be my guess. Satellite dish has been permanently unlocked and added to your campsite. We can now download experimental data packets to the laboratory from Synca, and inbound electronic mail and communications from offsite will no longer be blocked. So that's good to know. So I'm just going to take a very quick note about this. Just say that we got it. Because this is, I think, one of the puzzles. So YouTube, I'll be right back. All right, welcome back, YouTube. Just took down some notes, noting that we solved that particular puzzle. So that's good. We have that permanently unlocked. And there it is. Looks like it added in a new one. Little sneaky there, huh? But there we go. We've got the... We can now access the laboratory through there. So we are going to head back in and knock some stuff out. And again, ideally we want either the tomb or the trading post. I also got a non-spoiler update from a friend of mine who's played this game before. But the non-spoiler is that the axe we purchased, I remember we were looking at that in the Knight's Armory. That axe that we got can only be used 2 more times. So it has a limit of 3 on it. I think I know what I want to use it for if we have the money and the time for it. But we will keep that going for now. But let's go get this outside room. And we will... Because I believe we want the trading post because there's an upgrade disc in there that we haven't gotten to use yet. So that's kind of what I'm looking for. The tomb also, we have a puzzle we haven't used. We have not gotten anything we want. The shelter could be nice. It could start us off with an additional gem if I go in and find out the day and the time. So I think we could do that. I can set the day and the time and we can check that out. But I honestly don't want to. So let's do the root cellar instead. Though there might be more information in the cellar. But let's do the root cellar and hope we can get the... hope that we can get the shovel at some point. And maybe even get the battery pack and the broken lever. Because that could be very, very cool to get. Ideally, I would like to make the super sledge because I did go back, I was editing, and I noticed there's a couple secrets that we have to unlock still. But here we are. We're going to officially start the run about 4 minutes into the video. We can do a guy's bedroom immediately, or the pantry, or the hallway. I kind of want to go the hallway. I know this might seem a bit of a early use for it. But I feel it's probably a good way to go so we can maximize our first floor. We can get the kitchen or the bedroom. I think we're going to go with the bedroom. I know the kitchen's important, but I don't want to use my gems early. I want to save those up because we need the throne room. And look at that, we got a key. Security. I want to get security. I know I just said about, hey, we don't want to use up all the gems early, but security I'll make an exception for because we can check the outside... oh, look, and the broken lever, too. How awesome is that? One of the things we needed. But we can check the email. So let's access our estate inventory. There's nothing else there at the moment. The keycard system, I want to remove this for now, so we'll set the security system to low. And then offline mode, if we do end up turning it off, I will switch it to unlocked. But I don't want to set it to high without it. Alright, so that should be good to go. Let's return to the security menu. We will log into the network using the password, which I have memorized now because I've done it so many times. And let's check electronic mail. And it doesn't look like there's any additional emails in security. That we haven't already read. And that's okay. Staff services. Staff announcements. Oh, here we go. So this is cool. This is new. Hi, Simon. How's your first day at the estate? Hopefully you're not having too much trouble drafting rooms. It can be a bit overwhelming. I'm normally in charge of drafting the rooms for the day each morning, so I know how it goes. From Ann Babbage. Just letting you know, the estate's been cut off from outside communications, so I don't think Simon's going to be seeing anything post here for the time being. For more? Now you tell me, I'm guessing that means the electronic mail accounts are disabled as well. Yes, he should also be able to access data currently on the system, so if he does figure out the network password, he should be able to read any emails that were in the system on November 6th. That's when the satellite communications were shut down. Getting anxious. Does anyone have any updates on Simon's progress? No real world on his progress yet, but it's very hard to say without access to the network from here. I'm monitoring a few things from the offices in Cinca. Doesn't really paint a picture of what's happening over there. Your guess is as good as mine. It's been a month now. Does anyone know we were expected to return to work? I don't know. We have much information. about what's happening on the estate. My sister's planning a trip in a week, and it'd be nice to know if the indefinite leave has any expected end date. Thanks for checking in. It's a bit complicated, but the short answer is no. We don't really know when we'll be going back to work, so by all means, take that trip and have fun. These indefinite furloughs only happen once in a career. Yes, and I'd like to add that even if Simon is found in 46, who will very likely want some additional time alone on the estate to adjust before he summons us back to resume work. By placing bets, I would say it's going to at least another month, maybe longer. Okay. And that's Thursday, December 9th. But that's fun that they put that in there for us. Request schedule change, okay. And we have the special orders. And I think the running shoes will probably be one of our best. I mean, the best opportunities in the commissary. It'll just help us out moving around. Of course, we could use the metal detector as well. Let's go the metal detector. That'll help out a lot. So that'll take a day or two. But that's good that we have that. And data transfers. All right. We are connecting to Synca, downloading the packet. Eight new experiment triggers and 8 new effects. So the new triggers are each time you draft a upgraded floor plan, each time you access a different terminal, the first time you enter each room on rank 9, each room you draft in the next 40 seconds, for each room with a fireplace, the next 10 times you view your map, lose 10 steps, and then each time you pull a different antechamber lever, and each time you draft a tomorrow room. You can lower the reservoir by 1, stock your pantry with fruit, unseal one of the antechamber doors, permanently increase your lockpicking skill, gain 1 random item, then set your keys to 0, remove a crate from the tunnel, gain 1 key for each 30 steps you have, and lose half your steps, then gain 4 ivory die. Interesting. Removing the 1 crate from the tunnel could be good because that is something we haven't really explored yet. So that's kind of cool. All right. So let's log out. I don't think there was anything else we needed to do there, but I'm glad we went with security that time. Let's try to keep it as simple as possible today. We can get the servant spare quarters. That'll give us 2 keys to start. Or, you know what? I think the utility closet's good to get here. Because this will allow us to turn off the power. And then in the gymnasium and in the dark room. And I will go set the keys here, the doors, since we turned the keycard system off. I'll set that to high now rather than low. So our security level will be high, and we have a much less chance as we go up for doing what we need to do. Alright. So rather than continue up here, I want to try and fill out as many as we can down below. So we're going to do this, and we're going to go this way. We can get the library or the parlor. I think I want to save the library, and I want to go for the parlor, so we can hopefully get some more diamonds. Okay. You know, that almost looks like a sigil, almost. The empty boxes both have true statements. The blue box has a true statement, and this box contains the gems. Okay. So if the empty boxes both have true statements, and this is a true statement, then this one also would have to be true, meaning all 3 would be true, which can't be the case. So, if this one is saying that the blue box has a true statement, and this one is true, then these 2 are both empty and this one's false. So that would say that all 3 are empty, which doesn't make sense. So if we assume that this one is false, and it means the blue box has a false statement, and that a full box or the empty boxes both have false statements, then this would be true. Therefore, it's black. Got it again. We can get the office immediately. That could be very good. It would also give us another email box we could check. Could get the chapel as well, but I feel the office is where I want to go here. Especially since we know the safe will be unlocked now. And we can spread money around in the estate. But before I do that, let's take a look at the electronic mail. And, okay, we have 2 new emails in the office. So, estate beneficiary on 11/23. Dear Simon P. Jones, we, the undersigned, would like to inform you as the contingent heir of Mount Holly that while you're exploring the estate, the staff is placed on indefinite paid leave. You have a full right and privilege to spend as much time on the estate as you deem fit without the interruption and supervision of the staff. It's entirely your discretion to decide when and if the staff return to their duties. McGuire, McKinley, and McDougal. And then Ann Babbage. Simon, just to let you know, a few of us on the staff have a habit of using staff announcements board that is located on the network under staff services. You may notice new announcements from time to time. This is convenient as most of the staff who are very interested have access to the public terminal in Cinca, while very few, like Randolph and myself, have electronic mail capabilities. Okay, good to know. So neither of those are really particularly important, but we already kind of figured that out, so that's kind of nice. We will take a look here. So, yep, we have Tuesday, December 9th. And all we're missing is the lab computer. And that's all we can really do. Is there another data packet? No, there is not. Okay, we might have to check that another time. But in the meantime, let's log out. And we won't spread anything just yet. But I will see if we can run payroll. Okay, we can't do it yet. So, spread gold in the estate. In a number of rooms currently active throughout the estate. Let's wait for that for now. We might do that later if I need more money. But we'll hang on to that for the moment. Pantry or the reading nook. Either way, that's going to block us out, unfortunately. I think out of this, I'd rather go with the reading nook. This will give us a key. It'll also give us the library, which is guaranteed. It'll give us the rook so we can switch over to a different power if we need to, which I've been hearing we might need to switch over to the power of the king. But we've got the library, the den, and the billiard room. I want to hang on to the den, so we'll go with the library here. And let's check out... Let's see. Let's check out a new clue again. I feel there could be a lot of help there, potentially. We got the laundry room, the observatory, or the archives. I feel the observatory is where we want to go this time around. Might get some good stuff here. And look, a treasure map. Hell yeah. Wow, that's going to be pretty deep, and we don't even have the shovel yet, so might be a little difficult to get there. Then this is the fixed stars. Alright, and it looks like we got 5 diamonds and a key. This was a good choice. Alright, I'm very satisfied with that. We will eventually want to go back and through security, but that's part of the reason why I'm not worried about like going through the office. Yeah, we can do the chapel here. This could be a really good case of emergency funds if we need a lot of money. I know it'll take money from us, which stinks. But, you know, what are you gonna do? And we got some more places to dig. We got the foundation over there, which is good. So we can get the kitchen here, the boudoir, the drawing room. Honestly, any of these are good choices, but I'm going to go with the boudoir here because this will give us a free diamond and some additional space, which is nice. Plus some rerolls. Alrighty. We'll keep moving. We can get the veranda. That could be useful. We could get the storeroom or the closet, or we could re-roll. Man, I don't really feel there's a bad choice here. Let's go with the closet to get some items, and maybe we'll get lucky. You know, we got a re-roll. That's not bad. I was kind of hoping for the shovel or the sledgehammer, but that'll be just fine. In the meantime, we can go down here and we can kind of, you know, move this way, which is nice. We can get the gallery here or the dining room. I feel the dining room is good to go. Gallery's nice because it can get us room 8. And it'll also get us a ton more gems. But this will also keep more rooms open, and it'll be good to come back to once we get to room 8. Yeah, let's go to the dining room. I forgot about the lunchbox, too. But that'll give us some extra steps. So let's go down, and let's hope we get like something like servants' quarters or something like that. Boiler room here doesn't really feel like a good choice. I hate to redraw here. I would prefer to kind of keep this open. So let's use a redraw. I hate to use it, but... Oh yeah, this is way better. Get the courtyard immediately. Because the courtyard will pay for itself, which is good, and potentially give us the shovel. Didn't give us the shovel, but hey, the metal detector's pretty good consolation prize, I would say. And now we have this area opened up, which is good. So now we have a shortcut through, so we don't have to quite go through as many rooms if we need to. Namely, we can avoid the chapel if we don't need to go through it again, which is very useful. Alright. We have the den here. I feel the den is a good choice. This will give us another diamond. And I think we talked about this before, but Stexon mentioned that it looks like there's something here. It looks like a potential key, but we need to figure out what the secret is. I don't know what it could be, though. So we can get the terrace here, the storeroom, or the West Wing Hall. I kind of want to do the West Wing Hall again just to keep things organized and give us more options. Terrace is nice, but I don't feel it's super necessary right now, especially since we passed on the veranda earlier. So we can get the garage, which actually wouldn't be too bad. The corridor or the Geist bedroom. I think we'll go the garage here. Especially since we have power here. So that'll open that up. And now if we get lucky and find the car keys, we can potentially get a couple more items, which is good. And we have a bit of a shortcut to go outside on this end of the estate. Alright, let's go through this door. We need the pool. Unfortunately, I don't like that rotation at all. But I guess we don't really need it. We do have the foundation to still go up, but I would prefer to have another option. I'm going to go with the pool against my better judgment. And there are chests there if we were to drain the pool. So yeah, if we could get lucky and get the pump room, that could be very, very good to have. Alright, Let's go into the foundation. We should get 10 steps here for reaching rank 5 for the first time. Or no, this is rank 4, rather. I just can't do math. But we're about to hit rank 5 for the first time. And we'll use one of our many, many keys. I think the drawing room is the way to go here. It'll pay for itself. I know servant spare quarters is nice, but I think we want the drawing room here. It'll give us an extra location, and we get a free gem, so it'll pay for itself, which is really nice. And then there are coins on the floor. Ideally, just so you guys know, I'm looking for the conference room. That's what I'm hoping to draft at some point here. Commissary would be good. We could potentially buy the items we need. But I'm going to be honest, I don't really like isolating that direction. So I'm going to use the free redraw here. And we can get the kitchen or the corridor. Kitchen would be nice because it would give us some more food. But I'm going to go the corridor since it's guaranteed to be unlocked. And then we'll use a key here. And we get the nursery, commissary, and the servant spare quarters. I think this is where I want to use the servant spare quarters. Nursery is good, but again, I'm wary about like how much I'm blocking off. I don't want this run, which I feel has been very promising, to run out of steam too early. So this is probably where I would go with the kitchen. And that way, if we need to spend some money, we can to buy some food. Main course is beef stew pie. So if we have the boiler room, we'll get additional. And there's a coin on the floor. Excellent. And we'll use another key here. Servants' quarters, we can get the armory. That could be really good. If the axe is there, I think that would be worth it. So let's get the armory. We'll pay for that. We don't have the axe, but we do have this. And the self-igniting torch, which I think is very, very good. So we will keep this for today. We can get the dark room, the storeroom, or the walk-in closet. No matter what, we're going to dead end here. So, unless I re-roll, which I don't really want to. So, let's go with the walk-in closet. Maybe it'll pay for itself. It does. So, that's good. And we get the salt shaker and the key card. We actually don't need the key card, hilariously enough. But that's all right. Salt shaker will help. So that is everything in there. There's the swan. And I don't think... Is there a chess piece in here? Thought this could be the queen. There is a pawn in here. Okay. Good to know. Alright, let's head back through. And we will go through the corridor. And we can get the chamber mirrors or the pump room. We need the pump room, because we need to drain the reservoir again. So, let's drain. Let's use the pump room. I've been waiting for this one for a while. We'd also potentially drain the pool, which is nice. And there's a coin here. So the reservoir, we need to... Let me take a look at my notes. Hopefully I won't be staring at the top of my head for too long. So 14 levels, 13 has the dock, which is where we're at, and we need to get it down to 6. So I think we need to restore the fountain for this. So I don't think we have access to this yet because there's no power. So we would need to turn the boiler room on. But that's okay because we can still drain the fountain reservoir, I think. So let's see. Reservoir here. So that should drain the reservoir further. So that's 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. So we need to get the reservoir down another 3. So what we can do is switch it to the fountain. And then we can fill this up with the fountain. Which will block off one of our entrances down there, but that's okay because we still have the other one in the foundation. So, we'll still be okay. And then we switch, switch this. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think we're good. So 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. I think we're okay now. We can get the locker room, which will spread keys throughout the house. That's super useful. Alternatively, we could do the dark room for maximum spaces or the secret passage to try and guarantee something. Man, spreading keys throughout the house would be good, but we already have 7 of them. So I don't think we need that just yet. I actually don't really want any of these, so I'm going to re-roll here. The clock tower. I've wanted the clock tower for a long time. Unfortunately, that would dead-end us here, and I don't want to end this run just yet. So I'm going to go with a final reroll and hope we get lucky. The workshop could be really good. Let's go with the workshop. And this has the battery, which is useful. And this is what I was hoping for, is that we would get more security doors. We can get the patio, the nursery, or... Well, it looks like the patio is the only way forward. So let's do that. No shovel, unfortunately. We're really not having a lot of luck there. We'll use this key. Mount Holly gift shop, the trophy room. I think the Mount Holly gift shop's the way to go here. And we also get our dinner now, which is nice. Cursed coffers. For 13 gold, huh? And blue tents. You have to get 8 trophies. Or the Swimbird plushie to unlock dare mode. Well, let's hang on to that because we might need something else, but that's still good to know. The t-shirt is in a walk-in closet. It just looks nice. Okay, so it doesn't actually do anything. Oh, and there's swim trunks in there. That must be what puts the chests in the pool. We got the conservatory. Nursery could be really good here, but I kind of want the conservatory. And then let's also see if we need to open this, which we do. Use another key. We can get the lab, which I did want. lab or the commissary, honestly, would be really good here. No matter what happens, though, I think we would end up dead-ending ourselves. So let's go with the lab. Because now we can actually run an experiment, potentially. Coin on the floor. Okay. Let's set up an experiment. Immediately remove a crate from the tunnel. Let's do that one. Because I don't think we're going to have a lot of apples. So we succeeded in that experiment. I know, very, very anticlimactic, but we didn't really get a lot of good choices there. If we'd had more apples, I think I would have been okay with that. Package management. We can create a custom package. Select 8 or more. Room with a fireplace. Rank 9 could be good. So that's 7. Let's deliver the letter. Unseal one of the doors to the antechamber is really nice. Stock your pantry with fruit. Permanently add 1 gold to your allowance is nice. Remove a crate from the tunnel. Permanently increase your lock picking skill. And, add a small chest to the entrance hall. I think this is a pretty good packet here. Now, let's just check and see what other email is here. Nothing new, so that's good. Data transfer, we don't have anything yet. And I think that's everything. I think we've done everything else, so... The only terminal we don't currently have access to is the bunker, and that's because I passed on drafting that earlier. Let's go up to the conservatory. Standard, I think that's fine. Gymnasium, standard, I also think is fine. And parlor being commonplace, I also think is fine. I don't feel any of these needed to be adjusted, unfortunately. Alright. Let's unlock, let's get a key. We can get the attic. We can get the locker room, which doesn't really matter. Or we can get the pantry. I think the attic is the way to go here. I was really hoping to get something else, but we unfortunately did not. I don't have a way to open anything in the antechamber. We can go down below, which is good, so that'll be useful. And then we can also fix it so we can, you know, get across if we need to. But I don't really think we need to with the different areas of access we have in the house. Yeah, we'll want to get back to the dining room anyway. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we have plenty of steps there. And then we can also go down to the office and we can spread gold throughout the estate and potentially buy something from the Mount Holly gift shop, but I don't think we need it. Let's go with the attic and see if we can get some items. Maybe we'll get lucky and have the shovel or something in here. So there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alrighty, well. That will unfortunately end this run. We didn't get what we needed, but that's okay. Man, we didn't even get the shovel, which is just nuts. I feel like every time I've gotten the root cellar, I never find the shovel. It's very unfortunate. Well, let's at least take a look with the items we do have, because we got quite a few here. And we'll at least stop by the workshop, since it's on the way. Metal detector, can't go with anything else. Battery pack and the broken lever work, but that's only if you have the shovel or the sledge, and we have neither. Coupon book and the salt don't work. Salt doesn't match with anything. Coupon book doesn't match with anything. Key card doesn't match with anything, and yeah. Alright, unfortunate. We can't build a new toy. But hey, at least we got the pump room. Let's open this up. Secret garden key. Man, that would have been awesome earlier when we had an open slot, but we don't have anymore. Dang it, man. Yeah, I actually would have preferred that over the lab, at least in that particular location. But still, I look at it this way. We got the parlor, and that's pretty important. So, I don't think there's another room we can draft. Nope, looks like everything else is a dead end. So we will head to the foundation. We're actually going to go eat dinner. We'll gain those 20 steps. And we will probably go try to get another door. And because we have the Salt Shaker, we get +1, which is pretty nice. So I could go spread things from the office, but let's just head down the foundation. And now we should be able to go underneath the reservoir. So let's go do that. Oh boy. Okay. So we need to drain the reservoir even further? And we need to move the boat across? That's aggravating. Okay, well, I think we can still do that. But, oh, man, that's frustrating. So let's go do that, I guess. So we just got to go back up through the drawing room and into the pump room. We're going to have to do this a couple times. Okay. YouTube, I am going to double check something here. And I'm just going to review my notes, but it does say that 6 is the entry. We're at 6, I'm pretty sure. 14 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, let's see. 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. So that should be good, but I just can't help but wonder if we need the boat. So, YouTube, I will be right back, and hang tight while I double check this. Okay, sorry about that, YouTube. We are back. We are here. And yeah, it does look like we need to drain the fountain again. So I'm going to fill the reservoir back up. And we got to move the boat, because we gotta go down through the fountain. And then we got to drain the reservoir again. But luckily, this will only take a couple tries. But yeah, for those that are wondering, we did activate the boiler room here, so we did get the hard part done. Yeah, so once this is done, then we will be able to raise the fountain levels back up and drain it back to 6, but we do need the boat. I did confirm it is level 6 that we need. So luckily, we can just race all the way down, straight out. We are going to cut this kind of close, I think, but we might be able to make it work. And if I do feel we're low, I will run into the kitchen. We'll make an effort to go to the kitchen, which luckily is only a couple steps away. So we'll spend some of that money there. But I think this will be okay, because we're just going to ride the boat and then ride the lift back. And luckily, we have the key card this run. So that's kind of nice. But here we are, back on this side. And I didn't fill the reservoir back up. Oh my gosh, I needed to get the reservoir back. So I just used up a lot of steps. But you know what? Since we're here, I just remembered. I know I just used a couple more steps there. We can light the torches here. So this will all work out. And then I will just run to the kitchen. After this is all done. After waiting the better part of 3 weeks for the equipment to be carefully hoisted down the cliffside, one piece at a time, the wait is finally over. Today we begin our formal foray into the mountain and begin excavation of the first tunnel. Ran future delays. Tomas Sinclair has generously volunteered to install freight lift to facilitate both personnel transport. However, after seeing his ornate designs, one can't help but feeling the Baron's delicate taste might be better suited for the ballroom crowd. Regardless of the particulars, I'm sure my crew won't object to riding down the tunnels in fashionable style. And alright, now we have another way down here where we won't need the fountain. That's awesome. So we do not need the fountain anymore for this. That is really good to know. All right. This is going to be difficult, but now we do not need to rely on the fountain to get to this side. So that is a super useful... All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We can make it to the kitchen. So I'm going to go make it to the kitchen, and then we are going to do this all over again. Because I forgot in my haste to refill the reservoir to ride the boat. Like a big dummy. And that's, you know, one of the advantages, or should I say disadvantages, of, one of the disadvantages of doing this by myself, right? I'm sure someone if I was streaming with Twitch, someone would have yelled at me. I'm certain of it. Oh, we can get the morning room to today's draft pool. I don't think we've ever done the morning room. But we have exactly enough for both of these. Actually, we can get all of them, so might as well maximize. And of course, we could get more money if I needed it, but I'd rather not. All right, let's try not to do this another time, huh? So let's get the reservoir as full as we can. So I think just another 4 will be good. But, yep, now we just drain this out of the reservoir. Or rather, drain it back into the reservoir, and that should take it back up to 13. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, now we go back down the fountain. So we have to go all the way back out, down the fountain, ride the boat, up the elevator. And then we can hopefully access whatever lies beyond. Level 6. But man, YouTube, I'm going to be honest, I'm very, very happy with this run so far. I know I was a little disappointed we didn't get certain runs. I'm going to be honest, I was really hoping we could get the throne room here and finally identify whatever that was. But, you know, sometimes it just doesn't work out that way. Alright, now we get to watch a little cutscene, which we'll skip since I've seen it already. We now go up here, through here, I turned off the power. Oh, no, there it goes. Okay, I was going to panic. I'm like, oh, please tell me that summoning the elevator, I didn't have to have the power on. But here we are, back in the foundation. We now need to drain the reservoir back to where it was, so we got to go back through the pump room. And that's the dining room. That's actually not the right way. We got to go this way. Okay. It is time for us to drain the reservoir down to level 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, fountain. We drain that. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we actually need to put a little bit more back in. Too much. Okay. Well, we have the steps to go check, I suppose. Thought I did this right, but maybe I did not. Let's go check. I may have drained it one too many, but we will see. Let's go down the steps. Here's the boat. One too many. Okay. Okay. One last time, we'll try to get this right. Alright, and I do have to apologize, YouTube, but my dog is wants to come in. Okay, and I am back, YouTube. So let's try and figure this out. Ideally, we only need one in there. So I don't quite know how we can make this work. Unless we fill the fountain all the way back up, perhaps. And then we put the one that's left. Maybe we do that. Okay, so the fountain's full. Nothing left in there. We'll put the 3 in from the kitchen, perhaps. We just need to add 1 to the reservoir, that's it. Well, how much is in the pool? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. These can hold 4 apiece. Yeah, this holds 6. Do we need power here? I don't think we do. There's got to be a way to do this. Just got to think about it for a minute. Oh, you know what? I think I know how to do it. Okay, hang on. Let's drain one of these back into the fountain. I think I got it. I think I know how to do this. Pool's over there. That guy goes to the aquarium. I thought there was a way to transfer water between the two, but... Kitchen is 3rd pipe in, so this one. Fill the pool back up. Yeah, so then I think what we need to do is we pour 3 in the 3 from the kitchen into the reservoir, and then just drain all 4. Oh no, that won't work either, actually. So yeah, now the reservoir, I need 2 to be drained, not just 1. 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we need 2 to be drained, not 1, like in the kitchen. So let's fill up the let's fill the reservoir completely. Let's do that by draining the pool. And we switch this over. Fill up the reservoir. Then we drain the pool by 2 more. 4 more, actually, because that's what we'll fill. Then we can refill the kitchen. Now we're at 13, right? So now... Okay. Now if we drain 4, that'll take us there. Then 4 more will take us there, leaving 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So yeah, I think this is what we have to do, is we got to transfer this water over to the kitchen. So... let's actually drain the pool entirely down to 3. So yeah, this is the only one that goes to the kitchen. And we take that down here to the kitchen. And now we click the reservoir, drain that by another 3, switch it and drain it over to 1. And then we got it. And now we have all 6. 6 levels filled up. Alright, if this doesn't work, then, well, I have to try it again another time. But I think this will be it. I think we'll just barely have the steps to get there. But now we can get the safe house. Hopefully. And if it doesn't, well, YouTube, you might see a grown man cry. So either way, I think you guys will, you know, do pretty well. But here we go. We made it to level 6. Took a little bit of work, but we did it. We have 4 steps exactly, too, so talk about cutting it close on this one, huh? So let's see, what is in here? Just getting my notes ready, everybody. A bazooka? Delete it. So this is a safe house. Some books. Crack in the wall. Probably need the super sledge there. Okay, good to know. Make a note of that here in a minute. Photo. And I'll take notes of all this in a minute, YouTube. I just want you guys to be able to see this uninterrupted. We seek what's in the shade of truth. Royal Museum of the City of Fen. So it looks like this is where White, Faro, and Marigold, the escape room and the getaway car. It looks like this is where they planned the theft. As cool as this would be, it's too easy to track, literally. And then Hanning. There is the Sanctum Key. It has now been 6 months. 6 months of living in this air-choked cavern of boredom and dread. 6 months since we said our silent goodbye to our families. 6 months of planning, 6 months of rehearsal, 6 months of heartache, but no regrets. Everyone who knows me intimately thinks I've left the country. Everyone else assumes me dead. And maybe that's all that is left for us. The long walk and steps leading up to the gallows, a steep price to pay for ideals, I concede, but a price that somehow seems cheaper and less cruel than another 2 fortnights bunkered down here beneath the sand and soot. As I write this, I've never felt so close to the sky in my dreams. Tomorrow we will reclaim our birthright. Tomorrow the crown of Orinda will finally return to Oris. The first step taken is half the journey. May the black shores guide us, Mary. Damn, that's tough. But at least we have our confirmation. Unfortunately, though, I don't think I'm going to be able to use that sanctum key. So we'll have to probably come back down here unless there's like fruit or something in here that'll give us more steps, which I'm not seeing. The Orinda Metro. Platform 8. All right. So I think everybody, I'm YouTube, we will be back. I'm just going to take some notes real quick, but we'll probably wrap up this day and then wrap up the video. Again, we might need to come back down here for the Sanctum Key anyway, which isn't a huge deal because we can just come on down through the Foundation pretty much on almost any run. So I'm not super worried about that if we don't get it this time, but we will do our best to try. We'll see if we get lucky. I honestly have no idea one way or the other if that will work or not. But we have the original Orinda Aries train metro. I'm just going to take some notes based on what we saw. If I find anything that we didn't point out, I'll be sure to mention it on my way out. But I'll be right back. I'm just going to take a bunch of notes, so hang tight. All right, and I am back. So I took a bunch of notes. I don't know how well this will show up, but I just tried to draw some pictures and took some notes. Of where we need to look and where we need to go. Basically, I just tried to get as much like the images and stuff that you saw as possible for the notes. Wrote down a note kind of simplifying what Mary's note said without going any, too crazy. And then, of course, listing off here. So just YouTube, just so you see, this is what I was doing. I was taking a ton of notes. I took like 2.5 pages of notes almost. So, we do have this sanctuary key. I think this might be from the station, rather than under the dock. I think under the dock requires us draining the reservoir completely, which might need some help with that, but we'll talk more about that here in a minute. We have 2 steps left. I don't remember how many steps it takes to get over there, but we are going to try to unlock the final sanctum door, or the second sanctum door, I should say, right now. That is the plan. We will see if our steps will allow us to do that. But I honestly don't know. If we can't, no worries. Not the end of the world. We've had worse. But I think we're going to be just there. I think it's going to stop us as we get into here, but I'm not 100% sure. It's going to be close. And it didn't let us open the door. So upsetting. So that is going to wrap it. Unfortunately, I hate to end on that note, but I do think that that's probably where we'll end this particular video. Unless we can do one more run. I don't know. I think my dog might kill me. I'm going to be honest. He's been very upset with me, but I really don't want to leave it at just that. I really don't. So, let's do one more day. We'll do one more day. All right. We'll do one more day, everybody. And we'll probably try to knock that sanctum out immediately here. But I'm just going to take care of this first. We can do the schoolhouse again, or we can get the tool shed for some items. I don't want to go for the schoolhouse this run. I have some other things I would like to do before the final exam. So let's go with the tool shed. And we've got the shovel and the wrench. So we can adjust the rarity of those. But that'll be a good place to start. Again, it's a pity we never seem to get the shovel when we actually need it. But it's the way it goes. I'm going to head down to the basement. We're going to go grab that sanctum key because I'm pretty sure we don't have it again. We're just going to knock that out immediately, and then we're going to go explore the house. And luckily, because we opened up a whole bunch of shortcuts, we now have access here in the basement. In that drawing, I did just want to check because I was wondering if maybe there would be something here. I don't know if there is or not. But I figured we could at least take a look. There was a stack of 11 crates and something that they needed to get rid of in one. But I don't know for sure. But let's go grab that sanctum key. And then I do think that after this, we could use the magnifying glass here. I did make a note of that. But there is the sanctum key. Left at the station by one of our own. I think that's what it is. And I think under the dock, I think there is another one where we have to lower the reservoir entirely to get down there. So see, that's where like the dock is, and then there's another dock here, but I think it's all the way under there. Because as you can see, the stairs still go down. So I think we have to lower this even further, I think. I'm not 100% sure, but that's kind of what my gut is telling me. Let's go to the sanctum. We'll unlock the next one. And there's a very real chance we won't be able to solve it yet because I don't have a lot of information for a whole bunch of the others. But I figure this will be worth doing for sure. And at the very least, we can unlock the door to room 46 while we're down here. So, even if it doesn't work. Man, to think if we had just had one more step, if I hadn't screwed up the water levels the first time. But there we go. That'll open up the antechamber, and we will use this door. And see what is in here. So this one... Sorry, I do have to check my notes. I think this is Fen Ares, and I think we do have all the information here, so we can solve this one too. Kind of what I was hoping for, if I'm going to be completely honest. But, we will see. Try not to just, like, show you guys the back of my head while I'm searching for notes here. I have so many notes, it's hard to remember where everything is. Found it. Ben Aries. Okay, we do have it. So, let's solve it. It's red. So I guess we'll start there for now. I think that's red, but I'm just gonna go around and check. Yeah, so it's the swirly guy. Okay. Then it is militaristic. Oh, that does rotate everything. Okay, so we'll just start with the center here. Okay. It has 4 lines across. Militaristic is those guys. Foggy is the weather. But there's 4 of them. Oh, that's 6. Pretty close, but not quite what we need. There we go. Military, and now I think the only thing we need is the outer one. And we got it. Okay. Fen Ares variation. Grand Realm of Fen Ares was established. Red tiles in honor of General Teskin's victory. All black tiles will turn red. All white tiles turn black. Okay. White tiles turn black. Hi, Tanner Bud. Are you okay? No, come here, bud. Sorry, guys, my dog is whining at me. He is very upset that I'm still playing. Good boy. Why don't you lie down there, kiddo? Good dog. Alright. Oh, I think I almost had it there, and I think I screwed it up somehow. We gotta get this guy down. So let's take a look. Yellow doesn't do anything there, and green doesn't do anything. Green goes to the opposite of wherever it is. I think the yellow will match if it has two matching colors on each side. So somehow I think we need to flip. Okay, I think I know how to do this. I think. Okay. Alright. I gotta think about this one. So I think that means we have to get them all as red, right? White tiles on the box turn black. Okay. Alright, I see, I see. So, white tiles turn black. When you press the red tile. So you don't want to turn that, you don't want to turn the white one. Because your goal is to get the black and the red tile on either side of the yellow tile, I think. Yeah. Because you need to get 4... You need to get 4 red tiles. That's the goal here. So... And you have to get them on the same side. But you also have to do it in a way where it'll flip your tiles for you. But I haven't figured out how to move that guy yet. The grays are what's throwing me off here. Okay. How do the grays play in? Because the yellows can adapt to a different color. So what do we do with the gray guys here? Because that's the way that you get 5 reds, is you need to get the yellows to red, and then you need to be able to move those. But I don't quite understand how you do that. So let's try and figure this out. I wonder if the grays are the ones that move up. Let's try that. So when you click it, nothing happens. So the question is, how do we get the yellows that turn red up and down? Oh! That's interesting. So the black still counts. Okay, there might be something we can use with that. Okay. Interesting. Okay. What happens? So nothing happens there. But that works. There's got to be a way for the yellows to move up. I just don't know how. When you click on the yellow, or when you click on the white, so it doesn't matter. Interesting, so... Okay. Don't click on the white. So here, because it has one of each color, it's not switching. Same here. Interesting. I haven't been able to figure out how to move the extra red, though. Because you can get 2 additional reds, right? But I haven't quite figured out how to get there. And that's what I don't understand, is I don't think that there has to be a way to move them up, I just don't know how. But if you turn this one gray, like, you know, just right off the bat, it doesn't work. Unless the goal is to get 3 gray or 4 gray around, but that doesn't make any sense, because as soon as you click one, it resets. Ugh, this is tough. Let's go over and check here. Maybe there's a clue of some kind. I actually enjoy writing this last postcard sitting at my desk at home. Okay, so the last one was Fen Aries, which makes sense. So let me just make a note on that here. So Fen Aries was the last one. Okay. I'm actually writing this last postcard sitting at my desk at home. I suppose I should put forth the extra effort and drop in the mail for consistency, but I am tempted to save the postmaster a trip, as it will just wind up here once again to join the other 7, which I'm pleased to report were all waiting for me at my desk, safe as can be. Flipping through them has reminded me of the many friends I made and lessons learned along the way. As I look back, one truth shines brighter than the others. Air travel is much better than sea travel. P.S. Remind Anne to replace the books I lost. Okay, so that answers that particular question. Now let's see if we can solve this thing. So, we made some good progress on it, but not a ton. It's kind of frustrating me. I don't know what this solution could be, because I just haven't found a way yet. Maybe I just haven't been, you know, haven't been trying every combination, but I feel like I've gotten pretty close. I don't know what else I'm supposed to do here, you know? Like, if I click this, it turns gray. If I click this, it turns gray. Well, let's just try it. Let's try to get as many gray as I can. And we'll try that for now. So, we get this here. Oh, it shifts where the white one goes. Okay, if you put gray next to white, it shifts it in one direction. And then they both become white. Okay, got it. That's the trick I didn't know. Okay, here we go. Now we have enough on every side. So, we can turn this red. This goes here, that goes here. Rotate. Boom. 1, 2, 3, 4. That was the trick we were missing. Was that the white next to the gray will switch them back and forth. But we got it, and we got our allowance token. So, awesome. We did it. We have 2 of these down. And now we need to find the other keys. But in order to do that, we got to go back and resume our mansion. So we got to go back and climb up and run around like a crazy fool. But we've made some really good progress. I'm really happy with what we've done so far. I really don't have any complaints about the run we've had for this recording. But let's continue. We still have a lot more puzzles. I do believe that the more I think about it, I'm pretty convinced that that was the station. So now we'll go back up here through the basement. And we can't summon that yet because we don't have the key card. So we'll go back out. But we still have so much more to explore, which is kind of insane, but here we are. So we need to get the clock tower and the throne room, or 2 rooms we need. We have the tool shed outside. We have the gear wrench and the shovel to start. Let's start immediately with the parlor. All right. The gems are in the white box. The other 2 statements are both true. And the gems are not in the blue box. So this one has to be false. Because if this one is true, then all 3 are true. And that can't be right. The gems are in the white box. And the gems are not in the blue box. So if this one is true, this one is false, and this one is true, then the gems are in the white box. If this one is false, and this one is false, then this one has to be true, and they're still in the white box. If this is false, and this is false, then this has to be true, and all that tells us is it's not in the blue box, which could mean the white or the black box. But if this was false, then it would mean they would have to be in the black box. So there's a trick here. And I need to figure out what it is. The other 2 statements are not both true. So if this is false, then the gems are in the blue box. And this is false, and this is true. If this one is the false one, because yeah, both of these could be true in theory, and then it's in white. But no, because we know that this has to be false. So the other 2 statements are both not true. So one of these is true, one of these is false. Okay. So we have 2 false and one true. If this one is false and this one is false, the gems are not in the white box, okay? And it's not in the blue box, meaning they're in the black box. If this is false, then we have the gems are in the blue box and the gems are in the white box, which can't be true. So therefore, the gems are not in the white box, and the gems are not in the blue box, so they have to be in the black box. Let's see if we got this right. Got it. So yeah, every time you do those logic puzzles, there's always a place where it falls apart. It's honestly astounding they've gotten that many so early, you know what I mean? Let's get the den here. I know the nursery's awesome, but let's grab the den. Because this will open up more door. You know what? Yeah, let's get the den. I like the nursery a lot, but I'm going with the den here. I don't like the placement of the nursery there. So we're gonna... That's my logic and reasoning there. We can get security again. We can get the closet, or we can get the Geist bedroom. I'm gonna go security. And yeah, we already made it commonplace, so let's keep it that way. Didn't get as lucky with an item here, and that's alright. Let's log into the staff. Well, let's change this. So we will set to the security level to low for now, since we don't have the key card. We will change the offline mode to unlocked. just in case we do get that. And that'll be good. And then log into the network and let's check the announcement and we'll see what day we're in the staff services here. We have not found... Oh, here we go. Friday, December 10th. So that's where we are. Friday, December 10th. Land sakes live. I'll be blowed. I have absolutely no idea how he's done it, but it appears Simon has somehow reestablished satellite connection from the estate. Assuming this isn't a glitch either way, now that we have a connection again, I'll be able to check network activity logs and find out what happened. Okay. So that's good to know. Let's put in a special order for the commissary. And we know we're going to need the magnifying glass, so let's put that in. Okay. Data transfers, and there's no data packet available at this time. Okay. You know, actually, let's take advantage of the fact that we can remote in, and let's access the lab, and let's start an experiment now. Since we got that custom packet, maybe we can use it. So let's access a remote access, and we'll connect to the lab, and we'll see if because that way we don't have to work. We can pass it if we draw it. We don't need it. So let's set up an experiment. Oh man, all these are pretty good. Let's unlock or bypass a security door. And let's permanently increase your lockpicking skills. I think it's the best long-term one here. But let's remove a crate from the tunnel with this experiment. But that was a really, really good draft pool we got. So I'm pretty happy about that one. All right, and there we go. So let's get this corner. Hey, look, there's the lab. That's hilarious. We actually don't need it. We could go the furnace or the observatory. I don't really want to get any of these, if I'm going to be honest, but I guess out of the three, I don't want the furnace in this corner. I do want the furnace, just not here. Green rooms are more likely to contain special flowers. Okay, sweet. So we will try to draft more green rooms. Music room, dark room, and storeroom. We'll draft the dark room, but we're not actually going to go in just yet. We can get the drawing room here. That's actually a pretty good one. I'm going to be honest. I do like this. So we'll get the drawing room, because this will allow us ultimate flexibility. We get the gem there. We can get the dining room immediately. I like that. We could get the utility closet here, or the storeroom. Utility closet would be nice, because then we can go trigger the dark room and then turn it back on. And yeah, that's common. I think that's fair. And we can turn offline the keycard entry system. So let's go do that now while we have plenty of steps. Okay, cool. Battery. Nice. That'll be very useful, hopefully, if we can get the workshop again later. I hate to backtrack, but that's alright. And we'll set the security door to high now that we have it and it's turned off. Alright, and there we go. Alright, we'll go back in here, and we've got the armory, the kitchen, or the Geist bedroom. I think the rerolls are the way to go here. The armory, I think, will be super useful, but I think we need rerolls for what I want to do this run. I know we don't have the tomb, so we don't get a bunch of dice, which is unfortunate. But what are you going to do, right? Beggars can't be choosers. Alright, we can get the lab, the storeroom, the garage, or we could reroll. Lab would allow us to keep moving, which is kind of nice. Like, we'd get that room for sure. Storeroom would give us some extra stuff. Or we can get the garage, which will give us 3 keys and a way out. I think if we're going to dead end this area, let's go with the garage. Get those extra keys, since we don't have any right now. And every now and then there's a tool or something out here. It doesn't happen often, but... Alright. Nothing else there, so let's head back. Double dead end over here, but that's okay. Just means we don't have to come back to this side of the house again. Probably should have gone down to the entrance hall, but we'll deal with that later. Servant spare quarters, the bedroom, or the corridor. Let's go with the servant spare quarters here. An orange, nice. That'll make up for some of the steps we lost. We now have access to the foundry, which is good. And I think we also got the shovel, right? So we can dig here. Old shoe. Unfortunate. And a coin. Okay, you know, we take that. We take those. Alright, let's press on. Boiler room. That could be useful, but I don't really want to use that. Hallway, not a big fan of that rotation. Commissary could be good. I'm gonna go with the hallway, even though I don't care for this, rotation much. This is actually turning out to be pretty good. So we get the nook here. Rook in the nook. Now we can get the library. I don't like that rotation, though. Though I guess it's not a big deal because we already have the hallway. Dining room would be really good to draw here. But let's go with the library. I was hoping for the magnifying glass, but the coupon book's not bad. We don't have the magnifying glass, so I'm not going to search through a new clue just yet. We'll continue to go down. Showroom, where everything's very expensive. The veranda or the mail room? Ooh. I think we gotta go with the veranda because we've got the green room buff for today. So let's go with the veranda for now. Because that has the special flowers. And we will hopefully find more items like the metal detector. Perfect. We get the office or the boudoir here. I think we gotta go with the boudoir for now. The office is great. I just don't want to be without any diamonds. You know what I mean? And the boudoir will give us another diamond and a, and some dice. Office would have given us 1 diamond, actually, now that I think about it, but that's okay. Coat check. We can finally get the sleeping mask out of there, or we can just go with the closet, or we do the commissary here. I think getting the sleeping mask out will be good, because this will help us get a whole bunch of stuff, and if we get an item that we need, it'll be good. And now we get some extra steps by retracing our steps, which is awesome. So, yeah, I think this is good, and we max this area out without having to go back down through the entrance hall. So we did sacrifice a little bit of flexibility, but I think getting those extra steps will be fantastic. And we might want to come back to read New Clue if we can find the magnifying glass anyway. So let's go here. Kitchen or the bedroom? I think this is easy. I think we go with the bedroom, because this will give us some additional steps. Doors locked. Commissary, pantry, or storeroom. I don't want to block this area off, but I also don't want to spend our diamonds, so I'm going to go the pantry here. This will give us an apple and some additional coins. We can get the cloister here, the passageway, or the storeroom, or we could redraw. I don't want to use the passageway here, and I don't feel like spending all of our gems on the cloister, even though there will probably be flowers and places to dig. Alright, I'm going to gamble on the cloister. There are 2 flowers, so we did earn 2, and we get a bunch of dig spaces, so got some coins. 2 special flowers to get 2 gems back. And we have a whole bunch of extra passageways now open. There's the dining room. I think we'll take it here since I've passed it so many times, because this will give us the lunchbox, which will help. Let's see what's here. The drafting studio. Or we could get the chapel here. I think the chapel might not be bad, or we could sacrifice it and use the passageway. Passageway would be nice. Drafting studio, I think, is really good, because we could potentially even add classrooms on that. But I don't like the rotation of the chapel here. It's okay, but I would have preferred it if it had gone to the left. I'm going to use a redraw here. Billiard room or the corridor? Let's go with the corridor. What I don't like about this is either way, it's going to seal off what we're doing from the foundation, so it's going to make us do a lot of extra walking, but I guess that's not the end of the world if we have to retrace our steps. That's what we need the sleeping mask for. Corridor, though, at least this one will, got a key. But the corridor, at least, this one will save us a link here. Chamber of Mirrors, I think, could be good because we could get duplicates on, like, the parlor room or the den. Archives could be good as well, because that would just guarantee us going there. Admittedly, it's frustrating because we would lose access to one of our choices. Or we could just do the commissary, which would seal that off. I feel like gambling with the archives today. There's the office. Office could be good. We don't need the boiler room here. Or I could gamble with the archive floor plan. Office would give us 1 diamond net. Let's go with the office. I'm gonna bite the bullet here. Okay, can't quite do that yet. And we'll spread some coins throughout the estate. Ooh, got lucky. Another diamond in there. Another jewel, I should say. And a couple coins. Let's see what's in here. Locked. Use a key. Furnace or the laboratory, or we could redraw, or we could go the furnace. Man, how great would it be if we got the freezer and the furnace like right next to each other and we could try to solve that one. Furnace could also be good if we got the boiler room attached to the archives to the north. I don't think we have a ton of red rooms left either. Like, we've already got the dark room, we've already got the archives. So let's go with the furnace and see if we can get this. And plus, sometimes we dig here. And we didn't find anything, unfortunately. But now we know power can get connected, and maybe it can forge something for us. We can get the passageway. I think the boiler room costs 1. So let's redraw, because I don't really want the lab here, and I don't want to use all my gems. So let's redraw. Nursery, maid's chamber, or archived. I feel archiving is the way to go. Let's gamble. We drew the bathroom. Well, sometimes you gamble and it doesn't pay off. And in this case, that did not pay off. Couple coins there. Looks like there's some more coins over there as well. Let's go into the dining room. We'll grab the lunchbox. And then we can retrace our steps throughout the house a little later. Lost and found. We've never gotten this. What are the items that we have? We have the sleeping mask, we have the shovel, and I think the coupon book, right? So let's take a look. Oh, we do have the metal detector as well. Battery pack and the wrench. Let's gamble. We lost the battery pack, but we have the stopwatch. Let's take advantage of as much as we can. Aquarium, nice. Let's just try to unlock whatever we can here. Patio, that's a dead zone, and it'll spread more diamonds, which is exactly what we needed. Walk-in closet. Unfortunate. Got the salt shaker. Keys. And I don't think we're going to be able to get anything else, so... Dug up a nail, which wasn't worth picking up. We do have that upgrade disc, though, which is really useful. Wonder if you can light that grill. Okay. There's a pond. Oh, every time you enter this room? Oh, shit. We lost the metal detector. Oh, hey, look at this. So whatever the pink piece is, whatever pink is, we have the symbol for. So that's either Morajai or Vera. And I'll just make a note of what it is. So, dang, that sucks, losing the metal detector. So, pink equals, looks like the swirly lines. And there's, well, let's put like the little pizza thing first. It is the swirls, and there's at least 2 of them. So we have one going here, and one going there. Okay. That's actually a pretty big clue there. But dang, yeah, every time you enter in, and we lost the metal detector, which sucks. Ugh. Okay. So we need to get the pinks. And it looks like they rotate that way, huh? Okay. Yeah, and they rotate around. Okay. Got it. More allowance? Coin on the floor? Whenever you enter this room. Oh, that is so evil. But I guess the battery pack and the metal detector, out of everything we could have lost, I think I probably would have preferred to lose the salt or the coupon book, but beggars can't be choosers, I suppose. We don't have the trophy room. I'm still going to eat the stuffed wild quail, though, because I don't think we're going to get it, but we'll see. That'll give us 21, thanks to the salt. I hate the rotation on that. I don't want to gamble our last location on an archive, so I think this is where we use the dice. Workshop would have been sweet, but again, same thing. We need one that will rotate up. I want to continue this run. I feel this run is really promising right now. So let's do one more. The weight room, where we would lose half of our stuff, but it would guarantee it. I hate to do it, but I think this is the correct play. Luckily, this only happens once. We do need the super sledge, though. And unfortunately, we lost the battery pack, so we would need the battery pack to respawn. Boiler room or the lab? I'm going to take the lab here. Just because the boiler room doesn't connect to anything, so doesn't feel great. And I think the lab at standard's fine. Okay. Oh yeah, let's use this upgrade disc. I almost forgot about it. What is upgrade? What are we upgrading this time? The nursery! Okay. Let's see what we got. Gain 8. If you have less than 10, set it to 20, and you draft another green room. 2 will appear in this room. I think whenever you draft a bedroom, gaining 8 instead. I think just upgrading it is the best way. Like, this would be a really good way to farm, but I feel footsteps are what we really need more of right now. So we'll go with upgrading to the 8 steps every time you draft a bedroom after you get the nursery. I just don't feel we go too all in. Well, there's the trophy room. Commissary could be useful, but again, it would dead end us no matter what we did, so I have to gamble with the archive floor plan. I don't like it, but I feel we have no choice. And we got the mirror room, which is going to end our run anyway. Damn it. Oh, gosh, this is so frustrating. Well, at least we finally drafted the Lost and Found. That's a plus. Unfortunately, though, yeah, that is gonna probably call it. I don't think there's anything else we can really use here. There's no shop, unfortunately, so we can't even spend all the money we have. The mirror, the Chamber of Mirrors, the reason why I don't like this room very much at all is, well, to put it bluntly, it's exactly this type of situation where just doesn't, nothing really feels super great. Like, you get it, and it's like, oh man, this would be awesome if I had any other path forward, but I don't. Getting that laboratory there really sucked. Maybe I should have bit the bullet and put the lab there instead. That's hindsight, though. Man, even getting the freezer would have been really cool here. Like, that's kind of what I was hoping for, is we get the freezer. But didn't come up this round, unfortunately. And I don't think there's anything else we can do. I don't think any of the other puzzles are available. We don't have the sledgehammer. I don't really feel like checking in any of these items because we don't need them. Yeah, this feels bad. This is a... That's the way the cookie crumbles, though, sometimes, I guess. Let's at least take a look around. Maybe we'll find something else we can use here in this room. But I think with this layout, I know you guys can't see the whole thing. Let me hide the webcam for a minute. But with this layout, I don't think there's anything else we can do. I don't think there's any other secrets. I don't think there's any other location that we can currently solve. Dang, man. I felt like this was so promising. You know, at least there is one thing I will say that I am happy about. We did find that clue. Which is good. We did find the clue. To the pink, which is one of two. We have that narrowed down. In the Lost and Found. We got to draft the Lost and Found. We did remove another crate. But I think that's honestly why I'm a little sad that our run ended, because, you know, bypassing the security doors, we only hit one security door. So we only got to remove one crate on the experiment. Yeah, it was successful, but, you know, we have all this money we can't, you know, retrieve from the estate. I still don't know how to solve this bedroom puzzle or what this clue is. And it is bothering me tremendously, I'll be completely honest and upfront. We did get the Fanaries, which is nice. It's not like this run was completely, you know, unsuccessful, but, you know, unfortunately, it does feel like we did miss a trick here. And that does make me a little sad, you know? I definitely wish there was more we could have done. But what are you going to do, right? You do your best, hope everything works out, and go from there. And sometimes that's just the way it goes. As simple as that. Let's check in an item. I don't think we really need any of this here. But maybe... Let's put the salt shaker in here. So one of the things is that the salt shaker won't appear again while it's in coat check, I believe is what Femsy told me. So we'll just put that in there, I guess. Because I kind of want the shovel to appear. I think the coupon book is at least useful in the right circumstances. Man, it does stink, though, that, like, we did get the office. We got all that stuff. And it just didn't line up for us today. Just it's always tough when that happens. So I definitely feel like we had a lot of potential on this run, but that's just the way RNG goes sometimes, you know? I wish we had at least like one shop. You know what I mean? One shop to spend all this money we got. We got 52 coins. Granted, we're going to start tomorrow with like 24, but I don't know. I guess I'm just like, if wishes were fishes, the world would be an ocean type thing, I suppose. At least we got that upgrade disc. That's pretty good. I can't complain about that too much. Before we call it a day, though, I just want to check a couple things. Sorry, I was trying to get a better look. Just want to make sure we're not, you know, I'm not overlooking too much. Alright, let's go outside. And that's probably where we'll wrap for the day. But I do just want to go see what type of progress we've made. Down below. I think we've only removed, like, I think one crate, one or two crates, so... But let's see, maybe something's opened up. Nope. Not quite yet. Got a lot more crates to go, a lot more mail to get delivered as well. But alright, I think that is going to do it for this run in this video. Thanks for bearing with me. I guess this is a little bonus today. Just call it my stubbornness, not wanting to miss out or forget or lose momentum. We'll probably record another one here soon. I do really enjoy Blueprints a lot. I think this is a lot of fun. And, you know, one of the nice things, too, is that with this, we can also, you know, store a little bit of money in there, I guess, which is kind of funny. Now that we have the fountain back, and then we can drain it again if we need to. But we'll make a wish and store that for later. There's one other thing I want to check real quick. And we will call it a day. Alrighty. And there we go. That's everything. We'll call it a day here. I don't think I can access... Well, I might be able to access the guest bedroom. Let's experiment and see how that starts off. The Geist bedroom. We'll call it a day here and see what happens. Alright, everybody. YouTube, thank you very much for watching. Again, if you did enjoy this video, please consider liking and commenting on it, but thank you so much. If you enjoy more Blueprints, please let me know if you want to see more. I definitely want to keep playing more. But we did a pretty good job with this run. Can't complain. We did get the Lost and Found finally for the first time. Found out how brutal it can be. Not that it ended up mattering in the long run, thankfully. And we did get that other sanctuary key. We have a couple more to find. I think I know where several of them are. We just didn't get any luck. We didn't draft to the throne room, which was kind of tough. But hey, maybe next time. But that's going to do it for me, YouTube. Again, thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye!